I have always dreamt of exploring Sri Lanka in a different way, to truly feel the land, connect with its people, and embrace its changing landscapes. And for me, cycling felt like the perfect way to do it. A 5-day journey starting in cool hills and ending by the warm coast. I was lucky enough to have Harsha and Purni flying in all the way from England, and Senaka and Nisha joining from Colombo. Mangala, my wife from Perth, was also a part of the crew, full of energy and excitement. Laya, our ever-smiling friend who drove the backup vehicle. We had the luxury of having Dhammika from Kandy, who provided us with invaluable guidance throughout the journey. So, this is our journey from peak to coast, 5 days in Sri Lanka. We arrived in Kandy on 18th of January 2025. The start of a journey we had been dreaming for months. For 4 months, we planned every detail of this ride. 5 days across Sri Lanka hills, tea plantation, and remote villages. But first, a visit to the heart of Kandy, the temple of sacred tooth relic, a place of deep history and spiritual importance. With blessings received and bikes ready, we set our alarms for 5:30 am, excited for the adventure ahead. Then came the rain, light at first, but building as the night went on. By morning, it was still pouring. We gathered for a serious discussion. Should we even start riding in weather like this? This wasn't how we imagined day one, but adventures rarely go as planned. Just as we were debating our options, our guide arrived, the man who would lead us for the next 5 days. We asked him the big question, can we ride in this weather? Why not? He said, in Sri Lanka, rain is unpredictable, but trust me, I'll keep you safe. With that, we were all in, starting our journey a little later than planned, but with the spirit of adventure fully alive.
Lamika, are you ready to start? Thank you, let's go.
Our day one adventure begins with the rain in the air and the wet roads beneath our wheels. Weaving through to the lush greenery of Wattegama and Ukuela, cruising past the spice-scented hills of Matale and setting our sights on the historic town of Dabulla. With most downhill stretches ahead, we were rolling through around 70 kilometers of raw scenic beauty. We set off slowly and cautiously, adjusting to the wet roads beneath our wheels. Our first stop was a small roadside cafe, the kind you would miss if you were not looking for it. The woman who ran the place looked at us, half surprised, half amused, wondering why anyone would choose to ride in weather like this. After breakfast, we rolled downhill towards Matale. The rain still with us, but now it felt more like a blessing than a curse. The cool air and the gentle drizzle kept us fresh, and the lack of heat meant no one was feeling fatigued. The real challenge wasn't the rain, it was the bends, the puddles, and the occasional surprise waiting around each corner. With Dhammika leading the way and Mangala and Laya providing necessary support from backup van, we kept rolling, wet, happy and already collecting memories we would never forget. After more than 3.5 hours of on the road, we finally arrived Dabulla, tired, soaked and covered in road spray, but absolutely buzzing. At Gimanghala Hotel, we were welcomed like a long lost friend. After a big late lunch, we all crashed for a solid nap for much needed recovery. Our plan was to visit the iconic Dabulla cave temple and catch sunset at Kandy, one of the Sri Lanka's most scenic lakes. But the rain had other ideas. The downpour never let up, and exploring on foot just wasn't an option. After a long day of riding, rain and unexpected adventures, we treated ourselves to a proper local dinner at Dambulla town Bentota Bakehouse. With full bellies and tired legs, we all slept deep, letting the rain sing us to sleep, ready for whatever day two would bring. After a long, well-earned sleep, we woke up to a new day, still cloudy, but with the rain finally easing. Day 2 was waiting for us, new roads, new climbs, and the promise of Sri Lanka's stunning countryside ahead. Leaving Dambulla, we headed east along the A6, a road that leads all the way to Trincomalee via Kantale. After a few kilometers, the landscape changed. We entered the legendary Habarana forest. A stretch of road known for its wild beauty and its unexpected residents. For about 20 kilometers, this road cuts through elephant territory, a place where ancient giants still roam free. We rode with a mix of excitement and caution, knowing at any moment we could meet one of these incredible creatures. As we left the open countryside behind, a sign appeared, simple but enough to stop us in our tracks. This was the gateway to Habarana Forest, home to one of Sri Lanka's most iconic and unpredictable residents. The road ahead ran straight through elephant territory, a place where cyclists are just visitors and elephants make the rules. With the forest ahead and the stories we had heard about its wild residents, our lady riders decided to play it safe, loading their bikes into the support vehicle and riding ahead with the crew. The rest of us, just 4 riders, decided to take on the forest road with the support vehicle leading the way. It didn't take too long to realize we were not alone. The road was covered with elephant fresh dung, a clear sign we were deep in their territory now. Then it happened. The van came to a sudden stop, hazard lights blinking, and there, just ahead, stood a giant. The plan was simple. Let the van lead the way, giving us cover while we roll past as silently as possible. Every pedal stroke felt longer than usual, hearts pounding louder than our wheels. We held our breath, hoping not to startle this gentle giant. And just like that, we made it through, a story to tell and the memory to carry forever. That's when the next challenge hit, a slow leak in my front tire. And in elephant country, stopping to fix a flat tire isn't exactly on the list of smart ideas. So we made a call, a quick pump up, no time lost, and we kept moving through the wild. Once we reached the safe spot, we swapped the tubes and rolled on, a reminder that every ride is a team ride. After clearing the forest, we made a quick stop for a breakfast at roadside shop in Galloya, a chance to catch our breath and refill bottles before pushing on. Memories like these small breaks in quiet villages are what long rides are made of. A simple sip of pure Sri Lankan tea and panipol, Sri Lankan version of pancake, a quick chat and back on the bike.
Good morning, guys. We have started day 2 and almost we have come 30 kilometers. We just passed Habarana jungle or forest area where we seen a few elephants, and there's so much of forest here. National Park Sri Lanka Habarana. We passed a few other smaller scale national parks as well.
After hours on the road, we were greeted by something truly spectacular. The vast Kandy tank, swollen from the days of heavy rain. This ancient reservoir, built in centuries ago, was now overflowing, a reminder of both nature's power and Sri Lanka's incredible water heritage. We stood there in awe, watching the water roar through the open sluice gate, a rare and humbling sight. Moments like this make the ride even more special, not just the road, but the stories the land itself tells along the way. Kandy isn't just famous for its massive tank, it is also known for something much sweeter, curd. Simple, fresh and unbelievably delicious. Sometimes the best recovery food is the one made right where you are riding. Fueled by curd and good vibes, we were ready to roll on, carrying the taste of Kandy with us. With Trincomalee still over 40 kilometers away, the eastern province welcomed us with a new challenge: blazing heat and thick humidity. Every pedal stroke felt heavier, but only way was to forward towards the coast.
Hi, good afternoon, guys. We are almost Trinco, but still just passing the Kandy. You can see the beautiful paddy fields of Kandy.
Finally, after 2 more hours under the relentless sun, we roll into Trinco, tired, sunburned, but absolutely buzzing. Day 2, what a journey! 105 kilometers from Dabulla to Trincomalee. We rode through an ancient forest, shared the road with elephants, and discovered the taste of Kandy curd. We battled rain, heat, flat tires and endless bends, and came out stronger as a team. From misty mornings to blazing midday heat, the ride gave us everything and reminded us why we ride. One epic day down, and still the adventure continues. After the toughest ride so far, nothing felt better than a cool swim and a good meal, proper recovery mode. But we couldn't miss out the Trinco, a city we hadn't seen in years. We paid a visit to a stunning Koneswaran temple, perched high above the sea, a sacred place with views to match. From temple visit to a sunset drive through a city, Trinco welcomed us back with open arms, a perfect end to an unforgettable day. Day 3, another long ride ahead. Trincomalee to Anuradhapura along the A12, cutting through the heart of Sri Lanka. Bikes ready, spirit high, and with Anuradhapura 100 kilometers away, we hit the road once again. Before we reached the Anuradhapura highway, we took a moment to enjoy sunrise at Uppaveli beach, a quiet golden start to another big day. A perfect spot for some photo memories, capturing the calm before the long ride ahead. And of course, we were not alone. Some friendly locals came to greet us. With the sun up and spirit lifted, it was time to get back on the road. Anuradhapura, here we come. As we left Trinco behind, the scenery changed. Endless paddy fields, glowing green under the morning sun. The heavy rains of the last few days had left their mark. Fields brimming with water, almost too much for the young rice plant to handle. It was a beautiful sight, but also a reminder of how unpredictable nature can be. Too much rain could threaten the very crops that depend on it. After a steady start to a morning, our first stop to the day was breakfast at Lakeview Cafe, a small local spot with a perfect view. And the food, pure Sri Lankan goodness, hot roti, dal, fresh fruit and a strong cup of tea to power us forward. Here the rains are a blessing but also a challenge. These farmers who grow the rice that feeds the island rely entirely on seasonal rainwater. But what a shock! Drinking water is a daily struggle. Despite being the key rice producers, their own basic needs are often overlooked. It was a reminder of the real stories behind the landscape we rode. Beautiful but filled with untold challenges. With full hearts and a lot of think about, we pedal on, grateful for the people we met and the lessons we learned.
Good morning guys, this is day 3. Around 6:30 we left Trincomalee. We just passed Anuradhapura. It's a small village where most people do farming, very multicultural. Sinhalese, Tamil and Muslim people, they make their lives with farming. It seems like they had a lot of rains last few days, so much of water, but normally it's a very dry zone, but they make their paddy, cultivate their paddy using only the rainwater. Very beautiful area, very green. People are very nice. All right, here we go.
And then, like a gift from the road, we found it. A small roadside hotel serving the best local fried fish straight from the nearby lake. Just as we found the perfect roadside meal, the sky gave us a warning. Rain was coming in fast. Full up and pushing forward, we braced ourselves to a final stretch. Anuradhapura was waiting. After battling rain, soaked socks and endless roads, we finally reached Mihintale, our stop for the night. But as we arrived at our hotel, we were met with some very surprised faces. The staff took one look at us and probably thought, are these really our guests? To be fair, we didn't look like guests. We looked like we had just ridden through a storm. But to their credit, they took it all in stride, helping us settle in, even finding a place for our drenched bike. Finally, warm, dry and recharged, we could take a breath. Mihintale welcomed us. After 3 amazing days on road, Nisha and Senaka and Mangala had to bid us farewell due to their other commitments. Our plan to visit the sacred Jayasri Mahabodhi had to be set aside as flooding had closed the roads leading to the site. But sometimes unexpected turns lead to unforgettable places. We visited the stunning and historic site Mihintale, which is believed to be the place of the inauguration Buddhism in Sri Lanka. What a day 3, a solid 100-kilometer ride on the A12 highway from the coastal calm of Trincomalee to the sacred heights of Mihintale. Endless rice fields stretched to the horizon while we rode through sudden downpours, felt the sting of midday heat and soaked in energy of friendly local waving us. The roads were long, sometimes rough, but spirit stayed high with love, teamwork and few well-earned roadside snack stops keep us rolling. With that, we prepared for the next stretch of our adventure, carrying forward the spirit of the journey. And just like that, we hit the road. Me, Harsha, Purni and Dhammika. The skies were not on our side. It started to rain as we rolled towards Anuradhapura city. Eventually, the rain began to fade, but the rhythm stayed with us, steady, silent, strong. Then came an unexpected pause. A railway gate lowering slowly in front of us. A train from Colombo cutting across our path. We stopped, not because we wanted to, but because the road told us to. We left behind the sacred city of Anuradhapura, its stillness, its silence, its weight of history. Back on the A12, we rolled on, busy morning children, parents, teachers, as usual getting busier without think of rain still on. We were barely halfway through to the day, but we were already feeling it. So we pulled over for our first fueling stop. A little break by the side of the road, banana, best energy for riders. We passed through to the little town of Saliyawava, a quiet marker that we had entered the northwestern province. It's still 40 kilometers to Puttalam and the mood shifted again. The sun was higher, the air thicker. We could feel the heat and the humidity rising every pedal stroke. Massive buses and trucks thundered past. Eventually, we had to stop. Our bodies needed it. A roadside restaurant, small and quiet, run by a single woman. And when the food came, it was fresh, hot, simple and perfect, exactly what we needed at exact the right time. Back on the road, we rolled past the Vilpattu National Park, a stretch of wilderness hugging the highway. Another sign warning of wild elephant crossing. But no worries, they don't usually show up at this time of the day. We cleared the forest stretch and then just like that, water, Dabulla, opened up beside us. Calm, wide, glistering under the afternoon sun. I felt the pain through the ride, deep, steady, always there. But no pain, no gain, right? So I kept riding one pedal stroke at a time, not because it was easy, but because stopping wasn't an option. And finally, After hours of heat, headwind and holding on, we saw the sign, "Welcome to Puttalam." It wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, but it meant everything. Day 4, done and dusted. Purvi decided to take a well-earned van ride, but Harsha, Dhammika and I couldn't resist the call of the open road. The road stretched ahead, lined with nature's beauty, the ocean breeze never far from us. Somewhere along the way, we spotted Purvi. She had started her roadside shopping spree. She waved us down and we happily stopped to join her for some fresh ice-cold lemon juice. A small moment, but one we will remember, sharing laughs, cooling down and helping a young mother who runs a small business to feed her family. We kept rolling past the coconut and cashew lands, riding along the Puttalam Chilau highway. The breeze, the trees, the open road, it felt like a perfect way to wrap up our journey. We finally stopped just before Chilau for a much needed lunch, a good meal, a few laughs, and we were ready for the final push to Negambo. After lunch, we hit the road again, feeling the pull of the coast stronger with every mile. To avoid the heavy highway traffic, we cut through to a quieter path, entering Abarakandavilla Road. Rolling along this peaceful stretch with the beautiful Indian Ocean by our side, we pushed steadily towards Negambo. After an hour of riding, we started feeling the full force of the hot sun. No tall trees to shield us now. Along the way, we passed many small churches, all buzzing with preparation for their annual festivals. The road stretched endless ahead, and the Negambo still felt so far away. When we reached Katun area, still another 20 kilometers from Negambo, we knew it was time to call it a day. As we paused, Harsha, Dhammika and I had a simple but special celebration, lifting our bikes high, proud of more than 450 kilometers we had conquered together over the past 5 days. From salt pans to crashing waves, from laughter to grit, this final step captured the true spirit of peak to coast. One unforgettable ride. Every day ended with smiles, laughter and quiet pride, knowing we had pushed one more step forward. But it wasn't just kilometers or climb that stayed with us. It was the spirit of the island. We passed through villages where time moves gently, farmers tending their fields at sunrise, children waving as we rolled by, shopkeepers calling out a friendly hello. We witnessed everyday life, simple, beautiful and grounded. We met kind hearts by the road, vendors who welcomed us with a smile, shared their food, wished us for a safe ride, and offered blessing from the heart. They reminded us that hospitality in Sri Lanka isn't just tradition, it's the way of life. We saw places no car would take us. We heard stories no guidebook could tell. Riding on two wheels gave us access to connection, to culture, to something real. This country is a living postcard and we rode through it one humble kilometer at a time. We celebrated each small victory, not just distance covered, but in friendship formed, moments shared and memories touched forever.